The time is 5 o'clock, and here's the world news at 5. First, the top stories. Ogun police recover 1,178 guns and 2,266 rounds of ammunition in 21 days. Buhari cautions against acts capable of discrediting electoral process. Buratai cautions against criticism of troops on special operations. WHO worried over sale of its free TB drugs in River State. China's expired space lab sets for free fall to Earth. Russia expels 60 US diplomats in tit-for-tat measure over expired poisoning. I am Tobi Joseph, bringing you the news in details shortly. Police have recovered a total of 1,178 various types of guns in Ogun State in the past 21 days. They include 24 AK-47 rifles and 66 pump-action rifles. Also recovered were 2,266 rounds of various caliber of ammunition. The State Police Commissioner, Mehdi Liasu, announced the armed seizure while parading 27 suspected armed robbers, cultists, kidnappers, and car snatchers arrested during the period. He explained that the arms and ammunition were recovered during special operations and the monopoly of illicit weapons in the state, in line with the directive of the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, to do so within 21 days. The police chief says only one person voluntarily surrendered his weapon during the 21-day deadline for handing over of all arms to the police for verification. Eliasu explains that the task force headed by the Deputy Police Commissioner in charge of the State Criminal and Investigations Department, Amido Alazan, has been set up with the expiration of the 21-day window for handing over firearms for verification. The task force, according to him, has been directed to go after people who are in possession of any type of arms and ammunition in the state. Ogun State government has assured that the state may not experience serious flood during this year rainy season. It based its assurance on the prediction of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, in its 2018 seasonal rainfall prediction. Environment Commissioner Balaji Oyeleye, who gave this indication in a statement, says the only exemption will be flash floods that could occur in the flood-prone axis of the state. Ahead of this year's rainy season, the Commissioner explains that Flood and Erosion Control Department of his ministry had embarked on the dredging of river and stream courses, as well as the silting of drainages in major towns to prevent flood disasters. He lists the river and stream courses already dredged in Abeokuta as Shukuri Stream Course from Isalengbe to Ijeja. The drainage path for swampy areas within Lafewa Market, Akibade Stream in Obantuku, and Fertile Estate Stream Course at Kam. Oyeleye also says that the dilapidated and submerged culvert linking Okyodo to Abuyoloni in Abeokuta have been reconstructed, while the river course in Owode Ketu and another along Ilaro Wode Road of the West Central District have been dredged. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged politicians and major stakeholders not to engage in any act capable of discrediting the electoral process ahead of the 2019 polls. Buhari, will make the call in his Easter message, promised his commitment to leaving behind the legacy of supremacy of the will of the people through the ballot box. With the grace of God, Buhari says the dark days of polls in Nigeria being manipulated by violence and rigging by corrupt politicians are over. Such acts, according to the president, have been confined to the dustbin of history. Buhari also promised to resist those plotting to make cheap political gains out of the security challenges facing the country. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Toko Boratai, has cautioned against undue criticisms of troops and special operations in Kaduna, Benue, Taraba, and Plateau State. Boratai says it is wrong to generalize that troops are taking sides in conflict in the areas. The Army Chief spoke on the issue at the burial of 11 soldiers killed by armed bandits in an ambush in Biringwari in Kaduna State on March 29 at the Commonwealth Cemetery, Kaduna. Promising to make the bandits account for the killing, Boratai, represented by the General Officer Commanding Army 1st Division, Major General Mohammed, expressed concern about those still doubting the loyalty of the army to Nigeria. According to him, the 10 of the slain troops were enlisted into the army last year, and most of them had not visited their relatives since then, before they were killed. Kaduna State Governor Nasser El-Rufai announced a donation of 500,000 naira to each family of the 11 slain soldiers. Gunmen have renewed attacks in Zamfara State, leaving several people dead. The gunmen riding on motorcycles attacked Bawardaji village in the Anka local government area on Wednesday. Spokesman of the State Police Command, Mohammed Shehu, who confirmed the attack, says 15 people were killed by the gunmen. He, however, says police later intervened and repelled attacks on the village. A top local government official in the area, Gado Anka, says the gunmen in the first attack on Wednesday afternoon killed 12 of the villagers. The gunmen, according to him, returned later and opened fire at villagers who were mourning those killed for the first attack who were being buried. He says that 3 people were also killed and injured in the second attack. About 80% of inmates in Nigerian prisons are awaiting trial in court. Prisoners' Rehabilitation and Welfare Action, which made us known, puts the total number of the prison inmates at between 72,000 and 72,500 as on March 29. The organization's communication officer in the Federal Capital Territory, Edward Okeke, says about 47,735, including 1,003 females, are awaiting trial. He expressed concern that the population of the awaiting trial inmates is growing daily and overstretching the facilities in the prisons. World Health Organization (WHO) has expressed concern about the sale of free tuberculosis drug to patients in public hospitals in Rivers State. A WHO National Professional Officer in Nigeria, Dr. Michael Jose, who expressed the concern in an interview in Port Harcourt, says it is inhuman to sell such drugs to TB patients. The TB drug, according to Jose, are donated by WHO to be administered free to patients in the state. He explains that the implication of the sale of free TB drug is that TB patients who cannot afford to pay for the drug will return to their various communities and continue to spread the disease. The incident was first reported at the 2017 stakeholders meeting on TB held in Port Harcourt. You're still listening to the World News at 5 on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you foreign, business, and sport news. Please do stay with us. China's defunct space lab, Tiangong-1, should fall to Earth over the weekend. At over 10 meters in length and weighing more than 8 tons, it is larger than most of the man-made objects that routinely re-enter its atmosphere. China has lost all communications with the module, and so the descent will be uncontrolled. However, experts say there is very low risk that any part of Tiangong-1 that did not burn up will hit a populated area. Launched in 2011 and visited by 6 Chinese astronauts, Tiangong-1 was supposed to have been deorbited in a planned manner. The intention was to use its thrusters to drive the vehicle towards a remote zone over the Southern Ocean. But all command links were abruptly lost in 2016, and now nothing can be done to direct the fall. 13 space agencies under the leadership of the European Space Agency are now following Tiangong's path around the globe, modeling its behavior as it descends deeper into the atmosphere. Russia has expelled 60 U.S. diplomats and closed the St. Petersburg consulate in a tit-for-tat response to U.S. action over a spy poisoning case in the UK. Russia's foreign minister said other countries that expelled Russians could expect a symmetrical response. It comes amid a row over the nerve agent attack on the former Russian spy and his daughter in southern England. The White House said Russia's move to expel its diplomat marked a further deterioration in the United States-Russia relationship. Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were found unconscious on a bench in the city of Salisbury on the 4th of March, and the UK government has blamed Russia for the attack. More than 20 countries have expelled Russian envoys in solidarity with the UK. Among them is the US, which earlier this week ordered 60 diplomats to leave and close the Russian consulate in Seattle. In business, the implementation of the proposed Ogun State Large Rail project has grounded to a halt. From all indications, the project will not see the light of the day under the Amoso administration, which initiated it to fast-track mass transit within the state. Works and Infrastructure Commissioner Lamileko Adibite, speaking on the Rock City FM program Daybreak Show, says the post-Amoso administration will revisit the project. He ruled out the possibility of the Amoso administration going ahead with the implementation of the rail project. The commissioner blamed the stoppage of the implementation of the project on the failure of the presidency to approve the foreign loan component of financing the project, which has been provided by the China Construction and Engineering Corporation. According to him, the state government has paid its 15% counterpart funding of the project, while the project feasibility study has been completed. Finally, in the World News at 5, Sport News. Super Falcons captain Rita Chikwelu tops the list of invited players for the Falcons friendly against France in April. The match will be played at the Stade Marina in the city of Le Mans, France on Friday, 6 April 2018. The invited goalkeepers are Onyinche Chukwu Okeke, Chiamaka Nnadozie, while defenders are Josephine Chukwunoye, Ngozi Ebere, Faith Ikidi, Ugo Njoku, Osinachi Ohale, Glory Ogbonna. The midfielders invited are Rita Chikwelu, Ngozi Okobi, Iniabasi Umotong, Ogonna Chukwudi, while the strikers are Francisca Odega, Desire Paranozie, Courtney Dike, Esther Sunday, and Annan Igbo. Nigeria's Super Eagles coach Jado Raw says that Alex Iwobi is free to express himself for the Super Eagles squad. He, however, says this will be allowed as long as he plays for the collective good of the team. The Arsenal player was guilty of some showboating in Nigeria's 2-0 friendly loss to Serbia in London on Tuesday night. But the coach still reserved some praise for Alex Iwobi. That was the World News at 5, and just before we go, the major stories once again. Ogun police recover 1,178 guns and 2,266 rounds of ammunition in 21 days. Buhari cautions against acts capable of discrediting the electoral process. Buratai cautions against criticisms of troops on special operations. WHO worried over celebrate-free TB drugs in River State. China's expired space lab sent for freefall to Earth. Russia has expelled 60 US diplomats in tit-for-tat measure over expired poisoning. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Tobi Joseph. Good evening.